Let's take the Sling to Corryong. The snowy mountains get the final say.
This is lunch in the iconic snowy mountains in the small township of Corryong. Flying my Sling TSi 47 nautical miles to the east of Albury and navigating mountainous terrain along the way in a single engine experimental plane. Grabbing the scooter and ripping into town and being back home before dark. Just a regular Tuesday. I'm Cade, an Australian private pilot, IFR in training, and this is Kilo Charlie Bravo, my Sling TSi experimental aircraft. Built with the help of Global Aviation products on the Gold Coast, this plane is about to take us on the big lap. 5 states, 10,000 plus kilometres and over 30 destinations across Australia. Along the way, I'll be joined by my wife Carly and our 7-year-old daughter Evie as we homeschool, explore and learn on the fly in some of Australia's most remote locations. Come along for the ride. Right, so last week I passed my private IFR theory exam. For anyone not following along, that's one of 5 things that needed to happen before the big lap. A 12-week, 10,000 plus kilometre flight around the entire Australian coastline. Box number 1 ticked. Now, here's the thing. Passing a theory test doesn't really tell you if you're actually ready. The only way to know is to go fly somewhere that scares you a little bit. Corryong ticks that box. Mountainous terrain warnings on the Garmin, turbulence potential off the ranges. It's a single engine home built that I put together with my own hands. If I can handle this, I can handle the Kimberley. Probably. Oh, and I'm going to bring the scooter because why wouldn't you?
Alright, welcome back to Slinging Down Under. Today's not about a huge aviation challenge or a massive cross country. It's actually just to ask or answer a really simple question. Can this Sling TSi turn a pretty ordinary lunch into something that's memorable? So currently, obviously up in Albury at the moment, and our plan is to head up into the Victorian high country to a little town called Corryong. By car, it's a proper road trip. Talking probably about an hour and a half to an hour 45 in the car. By plane, it obviously looks a little bit different. So the plan today is dead simple. We depart Albury, VFR, and track direct to Corryong. And obviously between Albury and Corryong, we've got a bit of terrain that we need to worry about. So that'll be something that we need to navigate. And then once we get there, I'm gonna land, we're gonna walk into town, or should I say scoot into town, and find somewhere for lunch, see what we can get around the place, and get back to the airport and fly home. So by the end of the trip, I wanna answer 3 things. Was it easy? Was it worth doing? And would I do it again? So the other thing in this video as well too is to shine a bit of a light on a town that I guess over the last 10 years or so has really struggled with natural disasters. And you'll remember that on this channel earlier on in the year that Corryong was one of the towns that I mentioned in the eye of the fire that really wreaked a fair bit of havoc in this region. So I just want to do my small bit to go into town, spend a little bit of money in the local economy, but then also shine a bit of a light on the community that is Corryong, and trust me, it's absolutely beautiful.
After all the pre-flight was done and all the plane was packed up ready to go, I went about getting the run-ups done and getting the necessary clearances for VFR flight to Corryong, and then I was on the runway ready to go.
Runway 07 cleared for takeoff, make right turn, Kilo Charlie Bravo.
currently passing through 1,500 on climb to 5,500, tracking direct to Corryong. From Albury, took a easterly direction to Corryong and on climb to 5,500, taking in the views of Lake Hume as I left Albury. And it wasn't long before we started to see some of that high terrain off into the distance. The thing about flying into the mountains in a light aircraft, the terrain doesn't care how well you did on your theory exam. Terrain warning showing yellow to the east. Not a problem. That's information, and right now the information says stay at an altitude, watch the winds off the ridge, and don't get cocky. There's a reason I wanted this flight before the big lap. The Kimberley, the Pilbara, the Gulf, none of these places are forgiving if you're not thinking 3 steps ahead. Every flight between now and departure day is a lesson for me. Today's lesson is, can I stay ahead of the aircraft when the terrain's doing something just a little bit interesting in front of me? And in no time we were 10 nautical miles away from the aerodrome and it was time to make our radio calls. Traffic Corryong, Sling 4, Kilo Charlie Bravo is currently 10 nautical miles to the west of the aerodrome. Currently 5,500 on descent. Intent is to join a left downwind for runway 24, Corryong. Traffic Corryong, Sling 4, Kilo Charlie Bravo is currently established on a left downwind for runway 24, Corryong. It was an awesome run into the airport. The valley just opened up as you come over the hills. The airfield elevation was 963 feet, so the circuit height was 2,000. Traffic Corryong, Sling 4, Kilo Charlie Bravo is currently on a final for runway 24, Corryong. With the runway in sight and the winds light, the snowy mountains being in the background and not so dramatic anymore, cows underneath the plane, I just sat here and I wondered, how am I so lucky to be doing this on a day off? Traffic Corryong, Sling 4, Kilo Charlie Bravo is backtracking runway 24 for GA parking, Corryong. I backtracked through to the GA apron at the main terminal and there was heaps of parking. It's a CTAF environment and there were no planes on the day. One helicopter came in as I was about to take off, but it was pretty quiet at the aerodrome. Got everything shut down and then started to get everything out of the back of the plane, including the mighty scooter, my ferry into town for the day.
All right, lunch. This is the reason that we came here. So let's do the numbers. I reckon it was a 26-minute flight from Albury to Corryong. And let's just say there was 40 minutes of running with run-ups, all that sort of stuff. And I'm being conservative, but let's just say that we've used 18 litres of fuel at $2 a litre of mogas. So that equals 36 bucks. Lunches cost beautiful scrambled eggs and some coffee.
Thank you.
For 22 bucks.
Appreciate it, mate.
And if we were to go home in exactly the same manner that we've been here before, let's call it, again, 36 bucks. So for us to get back to Albury for a round trip with lunch included, let's call it $100. Worth it? Yeah, obviously it was worth it. But here's the thing. This is exactly the reason that I built the Sling. It's not for the big lap, well, it probably is, but part of it is also for moments like this. Not for logbook hours. This is just a simple trip up into the high country that normally would have taken me close to 2 hours of driving, and it's taken me roughly about 40 minutes from the hangar door to get to here today and be in this moment. I spent a year building that aircraft, hands-on, bolts in, and the payoff isn't some epic destination, it's this. A scooter, scrambled eggs, coffee, and 2 hours I couldn't have got any other way. I had an awesome downhill run from town, like you can see down there. I was getting some good speed on the scooter, but I had to stop and show you guys this. In the Ursa, you'll see that there's left-hand circuits on 0.6 and there's right-hand circuits on 2.4. And there's a reason for that. When I first looked at it, I was like, I looked at it and Corryong was obviously over the top of all those circuit directions. And I was like, oh, okay. Sort of wondering, but then when you get to the airfield, it's pretty easy to understand why with that high terrain. How good? How lucky am I? This is just the coolest. All right, so packed everything up, including the scooter in the back. Tanks are all still well up. I've got about 6 hours worth of endurance, so I reckon I can make it back to Albury in 30 minutes. I don't know if it's me, but it feels like the mountains are a little bit less dramatic in the afternoon than what they were this morning, or maybe I'm just feeling a little bit more comfortable. So I'm at 98.8 hours on the MR today, so I've got 1.2 hours and that should basically take me to Albury and get pretty close to the 100. So next week we've got it booked in for the 100 and fingers crossed there's no issues. I wouldn't expect there to be on a brand new plane, but everything is going absolutely on track at the moment for the big lap, and our departure date of the 25th of May is looking like it is spot on for the time being. A lot can change between now and then. We'll pack up and we'll cruise back to Albury. Clear prop!
As the Rotax 916 screamed up in the mountain air, I'm reminded that this video started with 3 simple questions. Was it easy? Was it worth doing? And would I do it again? And the answer is an absolute positive yes. Corryong's an amazing spot for any pilots out there looking for somewhere to go. I absolutely recommend it. It's so easy to get into town from the aerodrome. Get there. I cruised back into Albury, back into the Class D control steps, and was a pretty easy run back into town with not much traffic. Got myself lined up for runway 07, and I'll just keep quiet now so you can enjoy the last little bit of the cruise in. Cheers for coming along. If you're watching the big lap build up, make sure you hit subscribe. And also, if you've got any breakfast, lunch or dinner spots along our route that you recommend, please drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear them, and who knows, I might even be able to put them into the route.